But first, it gives me great pleasure to welcome Y.M. Deosthali, Chairman and Managing Director at L&T Finance Holdings. Mr. Deosthali, great to have you on NDTV Profit. Let's get right to it. First off, your assessment. What did you make of the budget?
This particular budget was presented in a very difficult environment. All of us are aware that the global situation is not great. Emerging economies are not doing well. We have a China issue. And in India also there was an issue on demand. And there are lots of industries which are going through stress. So under the circumstances, there was a dual objective of ensuring that sustainable growth is achieved. And at the same time, the fiscal discipline is maintained. I think if you look at the budget as presented today, to a considerable extent, both these objectives seem to have been achieved. The most important highlight is that the finance minister is maintaining the fiscal deficit target for the current year as well as for the next year, which is actually a very, very welcome step. The second, parallelly at the same time, is also allocating a lot of money to rural areas as well as to infrastructure, because these are the two sectors which actually have suffered very badly. As you know, the rural economy consumption levels have come down. Several industries such as tractors, two-wheelers, also irrigation companies, fertilizer companies, all of them have been suffering very badly in the last 1 year. As a result of which, it was necessary to concentrate on rural economy and on the infrastructure. So he's done well in allocating a lot of money to irrigation projects. Several projects which were stuck are going to get cleared. About 17,000 crore has been allocated, plus the amount which states are going to spend, it will come to about 26,000 crore. I think this is absolutely essential. Parallelly, what is done is that he's also allocated a larger portion to road projects. This Gram Sadak Yojana, and the overall allocation for infrastructure also has gone up. So along with railways, he's talking about more than 2 lakhs crore being spent on infrastructure. So if you take the railway plan as well as the budget, this is going to do two things. One is that the activity level should pick up, and the other important objective of job creation to some extent also will get some momentum. So I think these two areas, rural markets and infrastructure, have got the desired focus in the budget, and there are several announcements in this area. According to me, it was absolutely essential, because rural markets, rural economy is the backbone of our country. Almost 65–70% of our people still live in rural markets, and those consumption levels have gone down considerably.
Well, Mr. Deosthali, that was a comprehensive review. Now I'm going to pick some of the points that you made. I'm going to start with the fiscal deficit and the fact that the government is committed to, sort of staying the path. But comment on the credibility of that number, if you will.
Ultimately, a lot will depend on collections. A lot will depend on how overall economy does. Yes, of course, we'll have to watch out. But I think the important point is today we have to only look at the target. And what he's saying is the current year 3.9% he will achieve, and the next year 3.5% is the target, which is what I think everybody was not very clear about. So there are lots of issues here. Number one, tax collections, also the expenditure targets which he has set, the foreign direct investment. I think all those issues need to be looked at before we come to a conclusion on fiscal deficit. But according to me, the plan is well made, and there is reasonable confidence and I think commitment to maintaining the fiscal discipline.
Okay, fair enough. Now, given that you've said that, sir, how do you believe the RBI is going to be viewing this fiscal deficit number? The chatter is building up that there could be a rate cut coming, perhaps even out of turn.
Yeah, I agree. RBI certainly was keen on this budget. They were looking at what's going to be the target for the next year particularly. I think this year probably everybody had assumed that 3.9 will be maintained. So whether the government or the budget would focus more on growth rather than fiscal discipline. But I think what the budget tells us is that both the objective needs to be maintained, and the commitment to fiscal deficit has been maintained. So Reserve Bank of India should be reasonably happy with that, and there is expectation then now that RBI also may look at some rate cuts in the immediate future. Quantum is debatable. Some people say 25, some 50. But I think there is a scope for Reserve Bank of India to take some action now.
Right, Mr. Deosthali, I'm going to change gears a little bit and ask you to assess the, bank recapitalization plan. It's unchanged. It's 25,000 crore rupees recapitalization for FY17. That's the number that the government had put out a while ago. And then the whole NPA problem became clearer. Are you disappointed with the number?
Well, I think in my opinion, it was constrained by the fiscal discipline issue, fiscal deficit issue. You see, this is a very, very difficult task. On the one hand, you need to make sure that the rural markets, the farmers, also those who need money, they have in their hands, those who are pensioners or weaker sections of the society, their sustainable levels are maintained. So that is one objective which needs to be maintained in a poor country like India. At the same time, you also need to make sure that we spend some money on infrastructure. So somewhere, I think there is some sort of small compromise. But it is reassuring at least today to say that if they need more money, we'll give. So that's a statement which has been made along with this 25,000 crore allocation. I think there is some little disappointment on that. Market was expecting a higher number than this. But let's hope that if it is required in between, government will come out with some kind of additional package.
So what about, the general issues surrounding PSU banks and the fact that their capitalization needs could grow over time? Is this an issue that could potentially snowball in your opinion?
I don't know what the PSU banks have actually done today. What we have seen is that their NPA levels have gone up and they have provided more. Now, how much is remaining? Some banks have indicated that some more has to be done. Last quarter will be as good or as bad as third quarter. And in my opinion, couple of more quarters, this problem is going to continue. It's not going to get over so soon. But we were talking about the 25,000 crore allocation. I think two things. One is because the finance minister had to manage the rural expectations, demands of weaker section infrastructure. He has currently allocated 25,000 crore, but he has made a statement that if it is necessary, we will allocate more. I'm sure this probably will be discussed with Reserve Bank of India, and going forward, if it is necessary, some announcements may be made. But it's going to be a tough period for at least next 2 to 3 quarters for the banking sector.
Fair enough. So I'm going to again extend the scope of our conversation, assess the impact of some other budget measures, changes around asset reconstruction companies, the tweaking of the SARFAESI provisions.
Yes, I suppose so. It's extremely positive for to the financial sector. For NBFCs also, the long pending demand of allowing provisions for NBFCs, at least 5% they have started with now. Hopefully, it will be aligned with the banking sector. But I think all the measures which you just said, in some ways they are positive for the financial services sector.
Okay, so, those are positives. But talking about disappointments, there were expectations that the corporate tax rate would be cut by 1%. It didn't happen. Would you term that a disappointment?
In my opinion, it was not possible for the government and the finance minister to do it in this budget. Because as I've been repeating, the focus of this budget is on rural markets, infrastructure and social sectors. And what we have seen in the last 1 year is tremendous stress in the rural markets. And that's a huge population. Demand for several commodities have come down. Consumption levels have gone down. Income levels have come down as far as the rural population is concerned. So I think the entire focus was on that. In that context, this 1% reduction, or for that matter, introducing this dividend distribution tax, 10% dividend distribution tax, which is some kind of a double taxation, is also an acceptable solution. I'm not saying solution, but acceptable step given the stress in the rural markets.
So we've been talking a lot about the rural markets. I just wanted to get an assessment from you and final thoughts. With the rural focus in this budget, the higher spend and allocations to rural India, do you think it'll all translate into better growth for the economy?
Yeah, I think that is the hope. Given the spend amounts which have been announced in the budget, it is expected, and if they are spent, it's expected that the demand situation should improve. And that should give fillip, because ultimately that is the backbone of our economy today. And we need to make sure that the farming community, the entire rural population, and the infrastructure sector gets the necessary boost.
Mr. Deosthali, thank you very much for joining us on NDTV Profit. Really appreciate your insights and assessment of Budget 2016. And once again, thank you. Ahead on the show, we have Pavan Goenka, Executive Director, Mahindra.